Welcome back, traders. Is the bull back, or is it simply a trap here today on the Bitcoin miners? If we look at the price action from early this morning, you saw that we went from 203 to 220. Nearly a 17-cent move is what we made at open this morning. It's giving it all back right now. But if you watched last night's episode, I said exactly that could happen, that from this squeeze up here that you see from these little yellow plus signs, that we could see a 20 up to a 20-cent move in either direction. My bias was to the downside, but it ended up going to the upside, almost exactly that amount. It went up 17 cents, and now it's giving it all back, but it did make the move, so I'm going to count that one as a win. Even if it went, the opposite direction I wanted it to, it did the amount I was expecting. Now this is on the lower time frames, and the quicker this pressure unwinds, the less powerful this move is really going to be over time. It's going to be like a quick flash in the pan. That's what I'm expecting from this move, as you can see from it already giving it back. This is Bit Farms, by the way. On higher time frames, you see we came up to the 50 on the 1 hour, and we rejected right off of it, and it looks like we're on a crash course again with the 20 down here. So I don't think this is going to be particularly long lasting. Let's look at the 1 day real quick. Yeah. Yep, just to the 50 on the 1 day, and now we're retracing back to the 5 day moving average on that. So that little squeeze, Bollinger Band, Keltner channel squeeze that popped us up, uh, you know, nearly double digits. Nah, not double digits, like 5% on Bitfarms. Who had a big one? I guess. Okay, they're giving it all back. I guess it's up 3% now, being all the way down here at 210. So it was like 7% at 220 here this morning. Same thing happened on Marathon, and it's also now giving it all back. We're only 1% up now. I was kind of excited when I started this. We were all like 7 or 8% above its move yesterday, so it's already giving it back. Let's take a look here on Mara. Same thing. We're coming up to the 50. We got rejected off of coming close to that. This is a bit like a retest. So we broke through all these levels. Now we're trying to retest some of that resistance before we move further down. Much like what happened back here on Marathon Digital back in December, where it paused in this 16 to $17 range from December 4th until December 13th, and on the 14th we broke out. So we'll probably see that happen. What was that, 10 days? Yeah, 9 days. So this could go on for another 5, 6 days here, taking us into February before we see it come down further, if it is going to. We are oversold on the daily, so we might see a bit of an upward move. This is kind of natural to see this upward move, actually, with the RSI being so oversold, to see it do a bit of a recovery and then a continuation downward later. Let's take a look at Clean Spark as well. Same story here. This is the 30-minute chart on CleanSpark. We had the Bollinger Band Keltner channel squeeze up here. We're still technically in it, but we got a nice jump from about 715 yesterday at close up to 771 this morning, right up to my green line here, and then it rejected. How nice is that when that works out like that? And we're getting back into range now, so it's pretty short-lived, actually. I mean, CleanSpark is still up 3.39%. Mara is now closing in on being plus 1%, a little higher or so. Let's take a look at the hourly on CleanSpark. Same story here. We're meeting with the 50. This might be where we get a bounce and come up. We came right up to the center of my upper channel here on CleanSpark, and we're rejecting in that area, meaning if we don't make it past this center, like if we don't close above the center line of this upper channel, we're going to come back to the bottom down here around, the high sixes, low sevens again. Same with Marathon, I'm sure, if I were to look at that. Let me take a look at the daily quick on CleanSpark, though. Yeah, same chart. Everybody's playing out the same chart. You notice that they all look like a head and shoulders kind of pattern, or in the case of Mara, a double top, followed by this little plateau that we're all getting right now on all the charts. They're all looking the same. What's up with Hut? Hut had that big drop off. How's Hut doing? Hut's not doing great still. It had just a massive, massive sell-off here as a result of that short report from J Capital. They're still trading very low. These prices are actually pretty attractive on Hut in the long term. I don't know if this is where it's going to ultimately come to a rest. The 5 day has caught up with it now, so it could kind of hang out here for a while before deciding to move up. Let's take a look at the volume profile for this one. Bring it up. Yeah, we're just down here. If we get above $7, we got open air up to almost 10. So that'd be pretty dramatic move, a pretty dramatic move up if we were to get that. And all of this again hinges on Bitcoin. I mean, prices for the Bitcoin miners have diverged from Bitcoin in the past, but it looks like they currently are following Bitcoin at this time. And Bitcoin is, it's struggling to recapture that 40,000 level. It really needs to get that 40,000 level back before we're going to see a move up on this. And if we see a move down on Bitcoin, we'll probably see a move down on the miners. If you look at Bitcoin, the chart right now, this is actually on the hourly, it's actually looking kind of bullish. So you see this head and shoulders, shoulder, head, shoulder. If we get past this neckline here, if we can get up and above this neckline here on the hourly, we might get a little breakout here up into the 40, maybe even 41,000, where we will meet sellers at this level, likely. Let me get that. Doop, right there. That's probably where we're going to meet sellers, but that would be a nice little pop up back above the ascending trend line where we may find support once we get back above it. So that's actually a little bullish on the Bitcoin chart right now. Let's see if that plays out. That would be kind of nice. Um, Again, I have been accumulating at these low prices. Marathon, not so much. I haven't been. I really wanted to see Marathon get down closer to that $14, $13.50 level before I really wanted to commit. So I'm still waiting on Marathon Digital. I mean, I think, what did I buy? Like maybe 10 or 20 of them in this process so far. Clean Spark, I bought a whole bunch of them around, this beneath 750. So it's actually still in my buy zone. I might buy some today too. Again, this is not a suggestion to buy, sell, or hold any assets whatsoever. It's just what I'm doing with my portfolio. Let's see, what about BTBT? Yeah, it's just hanging out down here for now. Let's take a look at some other stocks that I was talking about before, like Disney. I'm actually doing okay on Disney right now. Yeah, I got a lot of channels going on in Disney right now. This is my, get rid of that. Okay, so we're trying to get back into this upward ascending channel right here, and it looks like it's going to be a success. We've been making higher highs and higher lows, higher highs and higher lows. Now I just want to see another higher high come in the next few days. Currently, we're up 0.34% so far. It's at 94. I started getting into into this position here, not yesterday, but the day before, like Monday. So I did get in up here. There was a pretty big drop, but I think I'm actually doing okay on that now. Let's see. What about PayPal? How's PayPal doing? It's sort of just hanging out. It's plus 0.2% from yesterday. We had that big up move here. I got in around this green line, and it's just kind of like sitting there flat, which hasn't been great. Yeah, hasn't been great. PayPal kind of lost its steam, but it is above the 50 on the RSI. There is volume support here at its level currently, not tons. If it gets any lower, we're probably going to come down to about 62 or so. But that's that. Anyways, that's the update today. Miners are actually doing quite well today. Let's see if they can hold that. Marathon is actually up 2% now, just as we've been talking. It went from 0.8 to over 2% up now. What an exciting day for that. We'll see, though. I do think it's probably going to be a bit of a bull trap. That's my expectation, and I think this is probably a bull trap based just on that big rejection and the fact that it came off the 50 on the 1 day. That chart, yeah. The fact that it failed to like get up to that 50 and immediately rejected, that's not super bullish looking. I do feel like that was probably a bit of a trap there. Um, and I think that we're probably going to stay in this zone here from 17 to 16, 15-ish dollars, probably for another week or two. Same thing with CleanSpark. We'll probably stay in like this channel here for another week or so before we get any confirmation in either direction. And that is, of course, unless something happens with Bitcoin. If Bitcoin does a big drop, we'll probably see a big drop. Bitcoin does a big jump up back into the lower 40s, we'll probably see a jump up on the miners as well. So keep an eye on that. But right now, it's looking like it's going to be a nice day, but I don't know how long that's going to hold out. Anyways, that's all I've got for you today. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and have a profitable day.